morning. It's 5:13 a.m. August 9th, 2025. I got things lined up, setting up the Audacity. I don't really need to check it because it looks good when I talk into the microphone while looking at the Audacity, and I can just tell that it's crispy. I've got the Rogan Candace Owens video from yesterday. I guess we'll get right to it. I read it's about 5.5 minutes. So we'll go through that. That's a rerun from yesterday, but should go a little bit. I should be able to give good play-by-play on it. And I have my glasses here, so I have reading glasses, so I'm using reading glasses to read the people. I'm going to and then I already duplicated, so after the 5.5 minutes or so, it's gonna go really slow. It's gonna be the same stuff, but it's going very slow. It's in high definition, and I have good expectations for this. I have to get the microphone stand, so here's a quick pause. Otherwise, nothing's edited, nothing's scripted. I figured out everything about the internet and government. It's a bizarre thing going on. Okay, pause 1 moment, thanks. Okay, I'm back. I gotta get acclimated. I put the microphone into the stand. It's only a $50 thing. Not too bad, but it's sort of uncomfortable. I've got it set up, so I'm just gonna get to it. So what I see is the video. I'm using the microphone stand in case I wanna take a break. So a little break to move away, just have a drink or to little marijuana. Otherwise, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere if I have a little drink or marijuana. But it'll get a little silent, and then, or I might not be doing those things. It might get a little silent. I'm unscripted and natural, and that's all I'm trying to convey. Nothing on social media has legitimacy. So I'm looking at this video. It's going to go about 20 minutes. 5.5 minutes. Slowed, and then it's going to go extremely slow. Here goes with the countdown I do. And then, so it'll be fairly close to myself speaking at the same time as the video, and it would only be off by fractions either way. Too fast, too slow. 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm scrunched up to the monitor, to the microphone. I got it with the Audacity and mostly Rogan. Here, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can lift up the microphone. I don't know why I feel the need to share that info. Alright, I'm getting a little acclimated. 5, 4, 3, 2. I want to sing maybe later on. Not in this video, but I'm feeling good the last few days. Life-changing good. I want to do When Doves Cry by Prince. I'm also thinking of Jump, Van Halen. They're just tunes bouncing in my head. They're gonna be blah. Sorry for stuttering. I guess I do that instead of going We want to be perfect, but we're human, so it can't be done. And then we get preyed on by the government. The only thing blocking change is that we haven't done a class action lawsuit and taken over the utilities. We haven't taken over the government. We haven't. We're not. I don't see any real leadership anywhere. I mean, if I'm the leadership, then obviously I'm incapable of getting anything started and going. I have the ideas, but it's obvious that I don't have the temperament to pull it off. I don't have the skills to pull it off. I can't. But I do have this fascinating info that everything's scripted, and it is my story is interesting. It's got a life of its own. Due to the Speedway bomber thing and how it's related to internet. This is real life and freedom. It's not to get boxed in. But on the other hand, there's nothing to box in. We only think we're the brain because we need it to speak. I thought that up last night. We only get confused that the brain is consciousness because we need the brain. Like, the brain is the memory of how to speak. So I'm using the brain to speak. And then I think that must be where the narcissism, the ego, issues like that would arise. Confusion, because we need the memory. We need the memory to function. Let's just get to this video. It's 5:22 a.m. I'll take a nap later on to compensate for being up early. I feel really good. I don't know how or why, but I'll take it. I mean, mentally, spiritually, even my voice right now feels good. My breathing's at a good rate. I'm now used to holding the microphone while it's in the stand, so I'll be able to place it down easy. Okay, I'm feeling good. I just need to get the video started so there'll be an end to it. It'll get started and then it'll eventually end. I'm basically procrastinating from making a 20-minute video. So once the 20 minutes runs out, I'm not planning on any extra time, and I'm sorry to waste your time like this rambling on right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. So the video says 6 seconds, 7, 8 seconds. I'm looking at Rogan. He's staring intently. He's focused intently. I'm bouncing around each of those boxes I made. I just put on the reading glasses. I'm now stepping a little while moving back in the chair a little bit. I can see that the Audacity comes out crispy for the images of the voice, how they transcribe it. Okay, the recording must have switched over. So this is gonna go on 5.5 or so minutes. I forget the exact time, and then he's clearly reading right there. I'm here, and then it's gonna go so slow. So whatever we're seeing right now is slow, and then it's gonna go tremendously slow. I can remember through the autism. I can remember the the current movements he's making, and but it could go on forever to just stare at the patterns of his head, of his skull. This is Rogan from over 7 years ago. I think it was May 2018. He's sliding over horizontally and upward, down that was a typewriter move where he went down. So I'm describing now from like 5 seconds ago the shakety shake. So I'm saying shakety shake in real time. Hard, violent shakety shake, and now on to the new screen recording. And of course, I'm a little slow to explain that we're on the slow recording because I'm trying to be calm. The trajectory of his eyes could never line up with Candace Owens. He's looking downward. It's just not. If one looks at these videos from like 5, 7 years ago, my videos weren't on. I had no clue that they were scripted. Okay, it went to a new screen recording. His trajectory is bad. Because if that's him from 7 years ago, and today he looks 20, 30 years older. Right there, he looks 35 for 50. And now he looks 65, 70 for 58. So he still looked young right there, pretty much. Maybe he's got makeup on, though. He's an actor type. I think we die quickly. We blossom, we bloom. We can live pretty good though to like 90 if we live it right. Into the 80s. I think 80s can be okay. 80s are if one can get into the 80s, that's pretty good. The 70s usually people can fake it, but the people who don't live right cannot get through the 70s. They don't look good. Just look at Joan Crawford, how she aged. She drank a lot. There's Owen. So we should be. I haven't really been doing the play-by-play too much. That is pretty much a shtick that they use. That's how they try to go back and forth as if they're in dialogue. They're very annoying to look at. The whole thing is annoying. I have them on mute, so she did a tongue jut. So the trajectory of his eyes would never can't possibly see her. But they do try to make it seem legit. They do think about the angles of these people. But it's an impossible task to So it seems we didn't go to the moon, and that's why that conspiracy theory is strong. I'd say half. I'd say anyone who's looked into the moon thing thinks we didn't go. Is my guess. JFK. I'd say most people. I'd say most people don't think Oswald killed Kennedy. That he was a patsy, like the way he said he was a patsy, and the only thing Oswald might have been in on it, and then they turned on him, sort of thing. That's the only way to keep pushing that way. But otherwise, there's no proof Oswald shot Kennedy, killed him. They know the bullet didn't even. See, I'm not even. Are we into the slow bit now? Yeah, this is the slow bit. I haven't really been doing the play by play. Because it's self evident. This is the same exact video that we saw from the first 5 minutes. And now it's extremely slowed down. Can people see his eyes going his pupils going horizontally? I mean, we might not see the eyeballs, I mean. I find it difficult to see his pupils. I don't really see them. So then I just look at the white of the eye and the eye itself in his head. And then I try to calibrate it within my noggin. I see the horizontal movement there of the skull. I see the oscillation, the what do you call that? The spring back. I see the verticality of what he does. Right there's the verticality, down, up and down, swaying, up and down at that violent like a right angle, like at a diagonal, where I want them to have neck issues, where I want them to damage themselves. I do want Joe Rogan to die within 1 year. I think it could I think if it happens, they'll still not push it that I predicted it. So it doesn't matter if I I don't know how telepathy would work. I'm just doing it, so to speak. Like I'm just doing it to prove that they're 100% scripted. Now, why is Joe Rogan 100% scripted with Candace Owens 8 years ago? These people are all tied to the hip. There's only one hip that could possibly pull this off. He's a bitch. Every time I've been able to get into contact, like through Twitter, I'm not on Twitter. They shut me out. I got a little too trollish, but anytime I got into them, got contact to them, the lower levels of it, even some high. Well, I don't know how high I could really. Like it's true with Peter Richard Mormon and Steve Poinkanen and the Misty Winstons. They know who I am. But to get to Rogan, I can't prove that I'm getting to Rogan. I can't prove it. I can prove that he's looking downward and upward, so he's going vertical and horizontal at the same time with a strange neck Very small moves, minute moves. This is where I'm going to try the microphone stand thing for a drink. I'm setting these up now where I'm not doing any editing. Life's meant to be free and easy. He just went totally horizontal. And then he did like a shakety shake. They're saying, like, I meant to do that. There's nothing fishy about what we're doing here. From their subconscious. Subconscious? Subconscious. I always have trouble with those. Woulda, coulda. Who's watching that? So I don't think anyone can stomach the shit that's called social media, these live streams that are rigged. That leads me to believe they're faking stats. Now, I'm not saying I get tons of stats. I might. I don't know what kind of stat. I don't think we can know what stats we're getting. But we can see that the comments are all fake. We can see that there are no real people anymore making comments on internet. Maybe I need to take the glasses off, the reading glasses off. Okay, reading glasses are off. This should go hopefully a little better now. About 7 minutes to go. Plenty of time. This will be high definition. The small box is the best, but then when you have to crop it out to get the closer look. Just shaking his head like that. That can't be healthy for them. They all make the same moves. The same pivots to the multiple hidden teleprompters. One could graph what he's doing. You place it on what we learned in math as kids. It's little stuff like this that must have drove Liver King to want to beat the living shit out of Joe Rogan. Just this day after day, demented nonsense going on. It does make one want to it evokes, they're trying to get us to be violent. They don't let us have a democracy. There's zero democracy on internet. This is a farce. Look at this bitch, Joe Rogan, that I have on video in real time, and he's fucking staring at something, and I have this and it's slowed down, and it's very slowed down, and he's supposed to be in conversation with Candace Owens. And I didn't listen to it, and I didn't read about it. They were seemingly talking about climate change. So they're pushing shit like this day after day, year after year. Day after day, year after year, I was getting angry about it. Now I just want this bitch to die. And all I can do is use telepathy because violence is illegal. You can't even try to drive someone to kill themselves. That's illegal. Is it legal for me to want to do that if it was legal? To think it? Is it legal to think it? I don't have the right to hate Joe Rogan for reading. I don't have the right to hate him for all the shitty, all the negativity. I don't have the right to fucking hate Eglin Air Force Base. Is that what's being said? I don't have the right to expose this shit. None of us have the right to speak on the internet. None of us have the right to privacy. None of us have the right to dignity. None of us have the right to free speech. Look at this bitch, Joe Rogan, who I wish was dead from natural causes. I mean, I wish he was dead. I wish Joe Rogan was dead, but violence is illegal. And none of us wants to commit violence and go to prison. But I'm pretty sure that people are fed up with this social media fake crap. And we deserve for it to at least be admitted, to be known. That's why people go violent. That's why they do those things. They want it to become famous. Then they think it'll change things. The Unabomber, he said, I'm gonna hurt those people involved in tech. And he got away with it for 20 years. Or how many years it was. About 2.5 minutes to go. I think she's cute, but she's a junkie. This will take a while to upload, but without the editing, what I'll do is I'll try to noise reduce a little bit. I've got AC on and the fan, so I'll try to noise reduce that. Because I'm not singing, I won't do any loudness normalization. I'll try to make it loud enough. Sorry for recently, the volume's been a little too low, in my opinion, on myself. So some of my the recent ones, I'm finding them difficult to hear. I'm trying to free myself up from internet, but we were born into a medium. So I'm trying to figure out how to quit, how to stay whole, how to become whole, how to become real, how to become authentic. This cannot persist. This is where I'm saying deal breaker time. This is my Unabomber time. But I'm non-violent. This bitch, Joe Rogan, is moving vertically, and now she is too. That's by design, so they want people to fall for that. They try to line up the angles, but it becomes unsustainable. All right, we got about 5 seconds left. Take care. Thanks. Good luck.